Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Origami Hoops and Sports podcast. My name is Dribble the Swordsman, and I will be your host. Yo, the NBA Finals did happen, okay? Game 6 was the last game. The Warriors won. Congratulations to them. We're going to talk about that later because something even more fire has occurred. This One Piece chapter, 1053, this might be the best chapter of Wano so far. I mean, I am blown away. I'm hyped because I think that a theory that I put on Twitter might end up being correct. This was a really, really, really cool chapter. I'm so happy that I was able to avoid some of the spoilers because, man, oh my goodness, what a chapter. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the elephant in the room, okay? And there's a double entendre there, okay? Wait for it. So, Robin talking to Sukiyaki Kozumi, okay? So, people were correct when they felt that he was Oden's dad. They kind of looked at the anime too. Oden's dad and Tengu had the same voice actor. And I know Randy Troy was talking about that a lot too, how he believes that he was Oden's dad in disguise and whatnot, right? The timeline did kind of match up. He would have been about that old and whatnot. Very interesting to see, but the ancient weapon Pluton on Wano. Okay, let's go into it, okay? This is my theory, okay? I said this on Twitter a few days ago. Matter of fact, 4 days ago, okay? On June 15th, 2022, I tweeted this, and I quote, I feel like Wano, the island itself, might be an ancient weapon. Chapter 1052 alerted me to this possibility. I plan on doing a podcast about this soon. I have not read any spoilers and I am trying to dodge them. Hashtag One Piece, end quote. I tweeted that at 1:35 a.m. June 15th, 2022, okay? And here we are in the chapter and Robin has this huge reveal that Pluton is on Wano. Now, what alerted me to this possibility? We have to go to 1052, okay? On like the second page this Gorosei is talking about Zunisha, right? So basically, this is what it says. So it's like the seas near Wano. You said that Zoe is gone? Yes, sir. It just slipped away into the mist. So what was it doing? Then they are not highlighting, bold, they are not opening up the country. Wano will remain an impregnable fortress, it seems. That's what alerted me to it. Something with Zunisha allows Wano to open up so that it will not be a fortress anymore. That to me was like, whoa, hold on. Could Wano be some type of transforming island? Kind of like, okay, check it out, yo. You know Voltron, right?
So it could be something
link
that
up
Zunisha
and,
can do.
We got the
strength
arm here and the body here and the leg here and the leg
pull,
here. And they all
turn,
come together.
maybe
kind
even
of like
Wano,
with the Straw
and
Hats doing
two,
that docking thing, right? With the General
ship.
Frankie and things of that
Now,
nature. You
this
link
could
up
be-
and you
now,
become
let
even
me
more
just say
powerful,
this, right?
right?
There have been some parallels to
it
Thriller
could be
Bark in
something
Wano,
like,
okay?
And in Thriller
When
Bark,
Zunisha
what
comes
do
together with
we
Wano in some
have,
type
okay?
of way,
We have
it
the big
creates
bad Moria,
Pluton.
okay?
Now,
We have the ancient giants, okay? This so-called ogre race and whatnot, right? We have that on Wano too. Kaido is one of those people, basically, you know what I'm saying? Or descended from them. Then we have, of course, the big bad. We had two big bads actually in Wano with Kaido and Big Mom. And now we have, the Kuma, which, came in later. Green Bull seems to be that guy. And man, he's looking like a savage. So that being said, right, what was the beginning of Thriller Bark? Do you guys remember? Did not the Straw Hat sail into Thriller Bark and then they were trapped, right? That could have been foreshadowing about Oda, like, yo, there are other islands like this that are essentially ships, these movable islands. Okay, now we know that islands can be moved, apparently, or the continent puller. All right, so that brings a lot of credence to these particular things being able to be moved in some way. Wow. I mean, wow. If Wano itself is Pluton, my goodness, dude, that is just amazing right there. The island itself. Wow. That's just a theory, though. We're going to see how it turns out, because I'm seeing some other foreshadowing here, too, potentially. On the big page where you had the fireworks and whatnot, and they're celebrating with the drinks and stuff, you see those little drums, right? Same symbol that NL has on those drums that are like attached to his back and whatnot, on that like metal ring. And then in the sky, you see that explosion. It's like fireworks, right? That could be an allusion to the moon exploding in their world. That could be credence to maybe what the One Piece can do, or maybe what the ancient weapons can do. Maybe that's what Pluton could do. So, yo, dude, and maybe, maybe Mount Fuji is like a cannon. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, there's a lot of credence to that. And then if you destroy it, maybe that will trigger certain things to happen within the One Piece world as well. Green Bull says the world is like in chaos right now. He says it's an unholy mess, which is very interesting that he says that. Dude, this is, and then of course, the revelation, the new Yonko, Shanks, Blackbeard, Luffy. So Luffy is now officially a Yonko. He had the thing where he was maybe a Goko, the fifth emperor and whatnot, but now he is officially a Yonko. And now we have Buggy the Clown, or as they put it, Buggy the Genius Gesture. Wow. Unprecedented. I don't know what kind of finesse Buggy did for them to do this for him. Because the last time we knew about Buggy, he was like, getting invaded, because they were trying to take his, Shishibukai status away. So, and he was running. So what in the world happened from then to now? I think it's probably been maybe about a month or so since those incidents occurred. Green Bull said a lot of things are going on. And here's another mention of the outside world, right? In the previous chapter, we heard Law and them talking about the outside world. They're cut off from it right now, right? They don't know what's going on. Information can't get in, it can't get out type of thing, right? Of course, there must be some people that are leaking information, because we learned in this chapter, CP0, that guy, we got his name too, by the way. He took a picture of Luffy in Gear 5, and that's actually his bounty poster. So I was wondering about that myself. I said, I wonder what Luffy's bounty poster will be. Will it be him in Gear 5? Will it be him in some, that's his regular state? No, and then we get, of course, I forgot to tell you the bounty amount. So we get a triple reveal, with the people that fought against the Yonko, at least the captains, all right? So Luffy, Law, and Eustace Captain Kidd, respectively, all of them have a $3 billion bounty, or 3 billion berry bounty. All right. Wow. Okay. So all of them getting the same bounty is very interesting. I feel like that's a downplay, because if Luffy defeated Kaido, right, and it was a 1v1 type situation. Now here's some credence to this, right? Kaido had fought against a lot of people beforehand, so maybe that's why. But I'm gonna get into why I really feel like his bounty is only 3 billion. So, and the same as Law and Kidd's bounty. So Kaido fought against the Scabbards, he fought against the Supernova, you know what I'm saying? And then he fought against Luffy for, quite a few rounds, right? And Luffy ends up becoming the victor. Law and Kidd fought against Big Mom at the same time. I'm thinking that Kidd was carried by Law in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kid, though. He did some cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? He showed awakening ability and stuff like that, too. Did not use any any type of Conqueror's Haki, no Conqueror's Haki coding or Conqueror's Ornament, as I like to call it. Nothing like that. And Big Mom didn't use that in the fight either, which is very interesting. But she used it against, like, was it Page 1 or OT or something? So I don't know why she felt the need to use it against them, but not against the people that were actually, like, beating her. I don't know. Maybe Oda has something in store for her later on, because we do get some information about Big Mom's ship in this particular chapter too. So maybe there's some plot points going on with that. Maybe Big Mom is actually okay and she's on the ship. We don't know. I really feel like Kaido's not dead. I don't think that magma's enough to kill him. As far as Big Mom is concerned, she has not been shown to get damaged until really this arc with Law and whatnot. And Law is just a freaking monster with his ability. It's so OP, you know, and that might be an outlier type of thing. You know, just because Law can do that doesn't mean that everybody else can do that. I mean, honestly, let's look at it, right? Kid could not do it, okay? Those metal beams did nothing to Big Mom. Absolutely nothing. In fact, she turned them into homies, okay? So Law is just a special outlier case. There probably are only a few people that can... you know what? And that leads me to this question. I wonder what Big Mom's top 5 is. Man, that is something to think about. Who can really damage Big Mom, or who has damaged her? Because we've never seen... Look, we saw her skin her knee, right? When, you know, the Mother Caramel picture got messed up in Whole Cake Island, and then we see Law pierce her with his sword with the awakening. But the way Law's power works, it kind of bypasses your tangible body and tangible things. So it's like, for example, when Law cut that mountain range like down or whatever, right, in Punk Hazard, to me, that's not it was a huge feat, don't get me wrong, but it's not like if Zoro did that. When Zoro does that, that's a direct physical contact hit power, right? With Law, it's as if he's probably cutting through paper. That's his ability. You know what I'm saying? So his abilities is broken, I feel like. But there's this, oh my goodness, this chapter was so awesome. It's a lot. It's really quite a few things to unpack here. But my goodness, this is why I think that they had a $3 billion bounty, though. So, okay. So, for Law and Eustace Captain Kidd, I feel like that's relatively accurate, okay? They did take down a Yonko. Honestly, I would have felt like Law should have a bigger bounty. But, you know, the thing about these reports are they don't know all the details. You know, they're like, hey, who did Big Mom fight against? Oh, fight against Trafalgar Water D Law. And, well, they don't know his name. But, you know, they fought against Law. And they fought against Eustace Captain Kidd, and they won. You know, that's probably all they're going to know. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to say like, yeah, you know, Law did this and Law did that. He did 80% of the work. They're not going to necessarily say that maybe in the story. You know what I'm saying? So they're just like, so when they hear that, they're like, okay, $3 billion. Now with Luffy, now I think this was a low ball. I believe that he should have like a $4 billion or more bounty, because here's the thing, right? We saw this in matter of fact, how about that? Another callback. So we got an Alabasta name drop in this chapter, and now we're going to go back to Alabasta where Luffy had taken down Crocodile, right? And they downplayed his bounty. I believe Oda is having them do the same thing because of the fruit that he has, right? And also other factors as far as his strength and his status right now. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a low ball because of those particular factors. Luffy's bounty is supposed to be higher than what it is right now. In fact, you can say that even from back then, like what I just referenced, it should be higher anyway. But because of certain factors, they allowed it not to, you know, increase like that. Matter of fact, I think if I said Alabasta and that's incorrect, so be it. But I know during Enies Lobby, they definitely downplayed it, you know, because they did not want anybody to know that Luffy did that. So it's very, very possible that they do not want anybody to know that Luffy is, you know, essentially Joy Boy now, or that he is eating the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika. Now, this picture, though, kind of maybe gives it away. but maybe not necessarily. See, a lot of people probably are not privy to that information, and they probably have never seen Joy Boy or anything like that, but there are probably some people that know about it, and when they see that, they will be triggered and whatnot. All right, but wow. I mean, now let's get to Green Bull. Green Bull looks like a freaking monster. I mean, it looks like maybe he's not a plant person, but maybe a roots person, which is very, very interesting because it gets me to thinking about those roots that give light to Fishman Island. So could it have been that people back then maybe helped extend those roots of the Eve tree all the way down to Fishman Island, or is that just a natural phenomenon that occurs that helps bring light down there? This is really, really interesting. I mean, because that could play a part into those different gods. I remember the Earth God and things of that nature that were mentioned in Nolan Flashback. People have been talking about that, how we have the Sun God with Luffy, and these other gods might be revealed. Maybe Green Bull has one of those fruits. I mean, you know, these Marines and these admirals have been known to have some very OP fruits. And the reason that I'm feeling that it's a root type of fruit is because, for one, he's able to drink with them, okay? That's pretty cool. But at the same time, we did see him with the flower petal on his back in the last chapter. We cannot forget that. So it's probably just some kind of plant type thing, you know, maybe there's some type of mythical plant or something, plant creature or something, I don't know, in mythology that it could be based off of, but you know, it's going to be very interesting. We also get the name. There's something on his tattoo that is denoted here. He has a tattoo on his chest and whatnot. It says Devil Suicide at Death River, and then also it says Aramaki, okay? And we'll kind of get into what that means in just a second. So I'm seeing some different things. So Aramaki, it can mean call. That's translated from Turkish, but translated kind of from Japanese, right? It apparently it may come from the Aramaki jake, which is a kind of Japanese salted salmon. So that would be kind of interesting. So he's kind of like a fish. I wonder if that has kind of some credence to, you know, the fish fruit and things of that nature, you know, with Kaido and whatnot. You know, there could be some things kind of linking back maybe toward the void century or other things of that nature. Because, you know, Fujitora is like the purple tiger. Akainu is like the red dog. Kizaru is like a monkey. So, you know, these are the kind of like animals that apparently Oda likes to use. But man, this chapter was amazing. I am so, and look, this is the kind of stuff I love. I really hope we get a big lore chapter next month when One Piece comes back. It says One Piece will return on July 24th. So we got, you know, some time, you know, about a month off of One Piece. What a way to end it for Oda. I'm so happy that he ended it like this. It gives us something to look forward to. I've got to say, Oda does a very good job of, at least for me, he makes me want to keep on reading. And things like this make me want to keep on reading. How did Buggy become an emperor? What is Green Bull going to do? All these different things are going down, and I cannot wait. But man, I cannot believe it. Pluton, Wano, the island itself, might be Pluton. It might be a battleship of some sort, or some type of ancient weapon. Wow, that is really something. And also, we do see the name of that CP0 agent. Apparently, his name is, I'm probably going to butcher this, but Guranika, something like that. So, yeah. Okay, and shout out to at Mr. Zod, okay, that's Mr. Zod on Twitter. They had an awesome tweet about the meaning of Pluton, okay? So Pluton apparently has to do with rock and magma. Check out this definition that they posted. A body of igneous rock formed beneath the surface of the earth by consolidation of magma. Another definition, a Pluton is a general term that refers to any igneous body that was emplaced and crystallized beneath the Earth's surface. So that leaves a lot of credence to believe that what I'm saying about Wano being Pluton could actually be true. Just imagine though, okay, so first of all, just imagine how big Onigashima is, right? Huge island, okay? It's a huge skull, it's big, huge structures within it. We know this because when these other huge characters are standing there, they look small compared to it. So it's extremely large, okay? Now you look at the geography and the geology of Wano itself, right? It's kind of located on like a plateau almost, and then there's water kind of in it. Maybe that's actually a volcano as well. But I'll say all that to say, when you kind of look at it, it brings more credence to what I was talking about with Thriller Bark. It kind of looks like some kind of structure that is encasing the island, just like how the Thriller Bark encased that island and whatnot. So, and here's another thing. What if it's something where that whole structure that Wano kind of sits, the islands of Wano and Onigashima kind of sit on top of before you go down those waterfalls and stuff to the regular blue sea in the Grand Line, in paradise? I wonder if somehow that could rise up into like, for example, what I'm trying to get at here is it could be that it's a smokestack, and it's a huge ship, the likes of which we have never seen in One Piece, like a massive multiple island sized ship. That would be very devastating to deal with, I feel like. I mean, because look, if just imagine we're dealing with giant, huge elephants, maybe even other animals of that stature. And then we have these huge battleships, right? Going side to side. Zunisha swinging everything, destroying ships. The ship itself probably being impregnable. Something as massive as the Red Line. I mean, think of something as massive as the Red Line moving about on the water. Like, there's not much anybody could do about that. And if it had weapons as well somehow, like on some beige type thing, like the Castle no Me type thing, that is something to contend with. And if that was an ancient weapon, that really gives a lot of credence to, the ancient kingdom and the void century, like why those things were so integral back then, like so important. That is something that is extremely powerful. Let's go ahead and get to the NBA. All right, so the NBA finals are completed. Oh, man, what a series, hard-fought series by both teams. And let me know how y'all feel about that song, too. Let me know. You can check on my Twitter page at Origami Sports _ and you can find it there. It's a pinned tweet, so it should be the first thing listed on my particular profile. And you should be able to listen to the song there. And, I just want to say that Stephen Curry did win Finals MVP. Well-deserved. People can make an argument, too, that Andrew Wiggins could have won it. I mean, he did guard the opposing team's best player and still produced, on offense and whatnot. But, Stephen Curry had quite a lot of good games. You could really see how he was affecting the game. There was a lot of attention on him as well. And, even when they were really keying in on him, you kind of see him play it smart. He kind of goes away from the play, lets his teammates kind of play and whatnot, kind of leaving, pulling his defender with him and whatnot. So it's really cool to see that. He's definitely a team player. He's a different kind of player than some of the isolation, more heavy isolation type of players in history and whatnot. So he's a little bit, I think, difficult to gauge, but he's got 4 rings now. He won Finals MVP, and this is definitely going to add to his basketball legacy. How do y'all feel about Stephen Curry right now? Do you feel like he is in the top 10? A lot of people have been talking about this. Some people are putting him over Kobe. Some are even putting him over Michael Jordan at this point, LeBron James and things of that nature. I've spoken about that in a previous episode. You might could check that out, because honestly, it's so difficult, in my opinion, to compare these different players that play completely different styles of basketball. They're completely different systems as well. But congratulations again. And I would just say this, to Boston, hey, you guys played a hard-fought series. You had your chances to win, But at the same time, hey, get back up from this. Improve, continue to get better, and hey, maybe y'all can have a rematch with them next season. Now, I want to get into a hot take as well. I said this on my Twitter. I think that in the Western Conference Finals, it's going to be Golden State versus New Orleans for the Western Conference Finals. And I feel like, we'll just see what happens with that matchup, We'll see. Let me know how y'all feel. Who do you feel will be coming out of the Western Conference? So yeah, let me know what your predictions are as far as the Western Conference Finals next year. And I think in the next podcast, I will get into the Eastern Conference Finals predictions. I think it'd be kind of fun to break it up like that. But yeah, not a whole lot to talk about in my opinion for, the NBA right now. I'm going to get into some different kind of videos, please stay with me for the off season and whatnot. We're going to be covering different things, different topics and whatnot to come up. But right now, I think that One Piece stole the show. I think that this chapter really overshadowed the NBA Finals. I mean, it did for me at least. This was very, very hype. And shout out to everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're having a bad day, hope it gets better. Stay strong. Bye.